Use it. Okay. Is it working? Yeah, baby, let's go. Uh, okay. Hey guys,
So we could
what's
just
up?
switch off engineers so
I
we
was
can
gonna
get
I died. It's very loud.
I'm just going into the unit for a second. Or, I mean, or what it's nice to do is build up defense a little bit if you can.
I just kind of got like I also forgot about it. Oh, there's two no, he's dead. Stamp. And they got me. I'm genuinely bad at this game. Anyways, later in the video, I might do some kind of reaction to a video. Here we might even choose something right about here. I really like Kyle. I'll watch him. What? Oh, guilty pleasures. Okay, maybe I'll watch that, but later. For now, we're just gonna watch how let loose. I mean, not watch. I'm so goddamn stupid. Jeez. So it takes a while to load. There's rules which I might want. Okay, let's go. This is not helpful. So, yeah. Oh no, they got me right in the head. That probably was some other guy. I couldn't hit him though. Yeah, I'll probably do the reaction pretty soon, But I don't know. Maybe I might actually do it sooner. You know what? I'll do something else now. This is kind of getting a bit boring and it's taking a little while. I might play. You know what? I got Xbox Game Pass now, by the way, so got a ton of other cool games. I might make a video on them soon enough, but lately I've really been into Arsenal, like, that kind of stuff. I might play that for a sec. I might even watch this.
Growing up as a kid, you're taught essential things in school that help you through life. Learning basic math as an example, 2 plus 2 equals 4. Or like learning basic reading, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog was an essential scripture. Unless you're from like, I don't know, shit, Baltimore or something, you're pretty much guaranteed these basic skills at least. Unlike later on in life where you're taught useless shit like how to mathematically equivalently find a circle's radius by dividing the diameter by 2 and the area by... The shape goes in the shape box. It's a simple concept. But another core concept we can't forget we learned from a young age is what we call the 5 senses. Sight, smell, hearing, touch, and taste. And if I'm being honest, most people really take these for granted. Like, you could have been born with one of these missing, and that's a -1 stat point in your human experience. And with these perks that we're born with, it can include odd pleasures that shouldn't work, but surprisingly end up doing. Let's take the sense of smell, for example. Humans have a pretty nice sense of smell, and universally can agree on marvelous scents like vanilla candles, fresh rose flowers, cookies right out of the oven, 100% grass fresh air. But then we get to the weird things that shouldn't work. From the top of my head, the first thing that comes up in my mind is something like gasoline. While some will sit there and gag, suffocate, nearly die at the tiniest presence of it hitting their nostrils, someone else is walking right past them and going,
it might smell good for me, and the other times, if it's like the
I truly believe that we're split into 2 groups in society only. People that like the smell of gasoline and the people that don't. And if you're asking me what my group is, it's obviously going to be the most logical, reasonable, and sensible one. People that like the smell. I won't sit up here and lie to you guys like every other creator does every other day. I love the smell of gasoline and I'm not afraid to say it. I truly don't know what it is for me, but I feel like it started when I was younger. Ever since I was younger, I kind of liked the smell. It was just something about the tangy and dry smell that hit different. Whenever I would pass gas stations, instead of rolling up the windows from the gas fumes coming in, I would bring it down more and huff and puff on the smoke. Now. It's not like I go out to seek the smell and a magical adventure every day, but it's kind of like the smell approaches me. Instead of fighting it like a warrior, I let it through. And no matter what any of you say, I think everybody has that weird smell that's not supposed to smell good to them, but does for some reason. It literally used to be commonplace in elementary schools that kids would start sniffing of markers. Whether it was Sharpie, Expo, Crayola. Kids would be huffing and puffing these bitches. Kids would get that big box of markers for the entire year and end up with like a solid 1 or 2 of them left in the case. The worst part too is that they had to hide it in class because you couldn't do it or you would get in trouble. It was banned by the school. You had kids deliberately timing when the teacher would pass by them and seeing if they had enough time to get their sniff. But the thing is, it's that weird, odd, sensational aroma that kept them going. And if you want more proof and don't believe in me, go ahead and look at the school supply market. Companies started selling them bitches as scented included in. You would think the government would step in to help regulate this epidemic, but no, I guess. They are bustling business to this day. And I don't know what it is with school sniffing epidemics, but there was also kids in the 80s getting high off glue. So you can't even blame the dumbass Gen Z kids for doing this when every generation suffered the same fate. Another one that most people aren't going to admit is their own must. Everyone's had that moment where they've been musty and thought to themselves, this don't smell as bad as I thought. Our natural body creates a force field of our own must, and what smells like complete horror for someone else smells oddly pleasant for us. Which is why I think you always end up with the most musty and smelly people never realizing they smell like shit. I always notice that. And before the no shower allegations get thrown at me, I'm not saying this is something I do on the regular. It's just kind of something that happens to everybody. You can't even lie. So let me put this disclaimer to some of y'all so people understand. Take showers. If we're talking about the category hearing now, I think the most obvious one is ASMR. ASMR is some truly weird shit when you think about it that shouldn't work but does. You literally have people just whispering into a microphone or tapping all types of wiki-wacky gadgets, creating an entire ecosystem alone on YouTube of people just whispering and making millions. And I'm not gonna lie, if it hits just the right part of your ear, it can truly hit. I don't care what anyone says, even if you don't understand it or don't like it, if you never felt any type of sensation while hearing at least one, you might just be going deaf. You got TikTokers doing it every other TikTok live. Celebrities started doing it at a certain point. It's truly one of those guilty pleasures that no one likes to admit. I don't even personally go on my way to watch them, but when it pops up, you know, I really don't mind it. It can hit that direct part of the human body in some way. For the sense of vision, there's just too much shit you could really account for guilty pleasures or things that feel weird that work. The human eye processes millions of images a day alone. The one thing I'm truly embarrassed to admit is those Subway Surfer videos. I know we love to clown this brain dead content with the clip on top.
I've played Vertigo 2. It's in my library, but I uninstalled it because I finished it up. Vertigo 2 Cube. Coon. Oh god. Yeah, this goddamn thing. Stupid little cube. Stupid goddamn thing.
and the Subway Surfers gameplay at the bottom. But the problem is, if you watch it long enough, it works. If you sit down long enough watching one of these clips, after you get some type of weird high from it. It's like how a fisher hooks a fish in, and once you get hooked, it's game over. Like the most pure, perfect form of cocaine. Something about the brain-stimulating gameplay at the bottom with the clip at the top just gets your brain in some way. And the worst part is when you fall victim to this loophole. If you start looking at it too much on TikTok or YouTube Shorts, your entire For You page is just it. In the future, there's gonna be a graveside of people that lost all their attention span from it, guaranteed. I'm happy for the people that haven't fallen for this loophole in the past, but it truly gets to you. And I don't know if it's just me, but I'll forget halfway through the video what I was even watching. Like if I got a pop quiz on what the video was about after the 30-second clip, I'm not getting a single answer right. My brain shuts off halfway through and I end up with an e-high after it. And I think this also stems from what we call the oddly satisfying genre on YouTube. There was a certain point before the Subway Surfers meta that oddly satisfying videos were in. And just like Subway Surfers, I fell down a loophole of this shit in the past. Cutting sand videos, cutting soap videos, concrete brick wall videos, smashing the sand in the glass jar videos. Whatever type of videos it is, with all the colors and all the sleek videos, I'm not surprised people get addicted to it. We also gotta cover taste, like the amount of weird guilty pleasures and food combos that shouldn't work but do for people is crazy. I used to never really think of thinking outside the box with things I ate. I was always the type of nigga when I got to a 5-star restaurant, they would be listing out all the beautiful, amazing, eclectic types of exotic food I could eat. And I would look at the waiter straight in the face, give him the nod, and he knew to bring me a plate of chicken tenders. This all oddly changed though for me when I watched one single movie as a kid. Gratitude. The scene with Remy trying the strawberry with the cheese truly changed my outlook on life. That's when I realized maybe it won't be a bad thing to take a gamble at my food game. I was trying any weird food combo that might just hit right for me. Cheetos with milk, peanut butter and pickle sandwiches, frosted flakes with cheese, salt and peppers on my apples. Once again, people are looking at me in disgust, but at the same time, anytime you see someone eating a weird ass food combo, you think, oh, how could they eat that? That's awful, right? But when it's you eating whatever you combine together, you don't think it's that bad, right? You think everybody's truly tripping. This is one of those things that's just subject to how you are. Speaking of guilty pleasures, I always feel like humans have bad chewing habits. I haven't met a single person that's gnawed or chomped on some shit that they definitely shouldn't have. I've been a chronic bottle cap chewer, a chronic fingernail chomper, a chronic ice cube cruncher. It's that weird guilty pleasure that you get from it though. I be thinking to myself like, damn, I really gotta spit this out, but at the same time, for some reason, it's just magically hitting the right part of my jaw and it feels kind of nice to chew this even though it's not supposed to be in my mouth and it's gonna fuck up my dental history in some type of— I was also one of those disgusting ass kids who used to be chewing on those number 2 pencils. 0% of my pencils would be intact at the end of the day. I was chopping at them. Those who get it though. When you were a nigga like me in elementary school who had zero money for school lunch, it would just work. That was my only meal sometimes. I was truly struggling. And the best part is that it came with a large pack, so I never really ran out of supply, to be honest. Humans are just attracted to chewing things that they shouldn't though. The worst part is that it's at the most random time. 1 second you'll just be doing whatever you're doing, and the next second you end up chewing on this random miscellaneous item from around. Another one I feel people don't like to admit is anything that comes out their nose. You're telling me from the age of 0 to however you are old now, there hasn't been a single time where you took a gander at the nose? I refuse to believe so. Every kid walked around with some type of disgusting snotty nose or anything. And you know what? It be hitting the taste buds. It's just like I told you guys earlier, Remy eating the strawberry and cheese together for me, like it's not that bad. Come on. Depending on the type of nutrients you intake, your body's supposed to reflect it, right? I eat A-okay, so anything that comes out of my nose is basically a 7-course meal. To wrap up the video, my point of this entire video was really that humans enjoy things that they shouldn't, but they work. Whether it's being someone that loves the smell of gasoline, someone who loves the taste of frozen soup pops, we need to break these boundaries of saying these things are weird. And I hope I broke the barrier on some of these things. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.
Let's watch the Degenerosity video. He's made a lot of new videos, I think. I don't know if I did a reaction on him, but I might do it. Oh, Jesus Christ. What is this? What is this dude here?
When I was young and there was nothing on TV, and when I say nothing, I mean nothing, not even House Hunters was on, I would either go on YouTube, probably rewatching a video I've seen 1,000 times, or playing on my DSi watching flip note videos. And if I was really bored, I would change it to a specific channel, but only if a certain show was on. And this channel is one of the worst channels that the human species has ever conceived. I'd change it to the E Network, but only if the show Botched was on, a TV show about plastic surgery. Usually the episodes would be about a person who once worked on a body part they don't feel the most confident about. Like, oh, I've always felt insecure about the wrinkles on my knees, so I'm here today so Dr. Dubrow can remove my knees. Then the patient and her family would tell a sad backstory about her. All my daughter's life, the kids would bully her because of her knees. That's why she always wore knee pads. Then Dr. Terry comes to save the day, reaching out a hand to help with the surgery. He shows us how's it done, he does his thing, and then he removes all of the problems for a low, cheap price of $200,000. But of course she'll pay for it. Anything to get these knees out of her. And at the end, the surgery will always be a success. No more knee pads for Missy over here. That was basically the format of an episode of Botched. It was very entertaining. This show did pique my interest in plastic surgery a little bit. Cause as a kid, I didn't really get why people got it. I was taught to love and appreciate your natural beauty. And if you don't like the way you look, don't get surgery. Try your best with makeup. Or wear a mask, I don't know. But whatever you do, don't get plastic surgery. I thought that as a kid, but now it's a different story. I now know that some people are just ugly. Like, not everybody's born beautiful. I've seen myself in the mirror. Some of us just got the end of the stick. And I also respect the courage it takes to go through surgery. Like, I can't imagine going to a doctor's office, telling them to change my face. I don't trust like that. I already look like that I'm going goblin mode, and I'm afraid that a doctor's gonna make me look even worse than I do now. What if after the surgery I'm gonna be looking like Doofenshmirtz or Phineas or Ferb or any of those people on that show? They're all ugly. I'm afraid of that. And that's why it takes courage to go through plastic surgery. But sometimes plastic surgery could be bad. Very, very bad. Some people get plastic surgery because they feel insecure, but for the wrong reasons. Like they don't have a fat enough ass, i.e. BBLs. Now, I'm not judging you if you got or want a BBL, but I will in a second. I just don't get it. Unlike some other surgeries, you don't need to pump fat in your butt to get a bigger ass. You can always do squats, make leg day every day. You know, there's alternative. Also, having a little booty isn't something you should feel insecure about. It's that chrome dome you call forehead. Goddamn, mega my ass forehead. But hey, if you can rock it, that's great. It doesn't matter if your booty is fake, as long as it looks good and edible. Like Iggy Azalea's is fake, obviously, but I'll still. It's just that I've seen some Willy Wonka looking asses, and I can't help but think, why? Why do this to yourself in the first place? I know it's hip to have a big ass, but when it look like this, you gotta know you build like an ant. I just don't get BBLs. I feel like it's a problem that you can solve in like a month with a little bit of exercise and squats. Same with breast implants. Like, just get fat, then you can swing them things around. But a surgery, I would never, ever understand. Even if Albert Einstein tried explaining it to me, I would still be confused. It's those fake synthetic muscles. I don't think I've seen someone look good with these done. And I don't think I ever will. They look nasty, unnatural, weird, just weird looking. They're walking around with two big ass tumors in their arm looking like SpongeBob from that one episode. But at least his arms look kinda cool. And just like his arms, I think these things are gonna pop at any moment and start leaking out juice. It's a shame that these guys get it just cause they wanna get ripped quick. Instead of, working out consistently, bro, you can just get a Planet Fitness membership, bro. It's not that hard to get muscle. But instead you went to a doctor to inject stuff that only harms your body to make you look like a freak show. To get these muscles, they inject synthol, alcohol, all this shit that's not supposed to be in your arms into your arms. And guess what? They start experiencing side effects with this. Some of these guys said that doctors recommended amputation because the effects of those fake ass arms could be deadly. So literally, if you get fake muscles, best case scenario, you look like a dumbass. Worst case scenario, you die a dumbass. There's no benefits to having these. And these dudes think it looks good. No, that's even worse that you think it looks good. We're not staring because we're impressed with your big muscles. We're staring because you look goofy. You're packing two ball sacks in your arms. Legit, it would be better if you did steroids. Although, when doing it, it would probably shrink your wee-wee. But if you have or thought about getting synthetic fake muscles, there's probably not much there to begin with. So might as well go full zero mode. Last plastic surgery I'd like to talk about is facial, or just full-on body surgery. Easily the most common one because almost every single model/celebrity you've seen has gotten it. Now, I don't think these are bad surgeries. Sometimes people just have to get rid of that Scrooge McDuck of a nose or want to have the cheekbones of a goddess. It don't really matter to me anyway. Just remember your kids are still gonna be hideous. which is a good thing. But what if you wanted to go even further beyond with your surgeries, always thinking, I can do better, I can look better, stacking all of your plastic surgeries on top of each other with more work done. And as the result, you come out looking like a monster! What are you? These people don't look real. They look like cartoon characters with crazy ass bodies. I mean, it looks good in those cartoons, but transfer that into real life, then you want to go back. Go back! This is what taking plastic surgery way too far looks like. And I understand that as long as they're happy with it, it doesn't really matter what I think. Yeah, I agree, but this just don't look right or healthy or good. I give this a not good. Of course, do what makes you happy. But maybe don't post it on the internet so I don't have to see it. I'm at a loss for words, so I'ma just end this video. Plastic surgeries can be good or bad sometimes, and that's what this video chalks up to be. But before I go, there's one more reason on why I would never get plastic surgery. So I read this manga called Homunculus. It's about these dudes doing a science experiment trying to see if there's a sixth sense. But who cares about that? The main character who's the lab rat of this experiment is a bum. A crazy one at that. He got in plastic surgery in the past. Before that, he wasn't good looking. After the surgery though, his life changed. He got a new well-paying job, a nice car, bitches, everything was going well for him. Besides his mental state, he was going crazier and crazier by the day because he doesn't have any meaningful substance to his life no more after the surgery. Before, he only had his girl, and that's kind of it, but there was love there. Now, it's just one night stands and money. Who needs that? He gone so off the wall that he started beating his meat, busting in his hand, then swallowing the so it can always be a part of him, never leaving. And that's just... He gets so detached from everything that he quits his job, signs a resignation letter, nuts on the letter, leaves, and starts living in his car. That actually happens. And this is just the dude's backstory before trying to find a sixth sense. That ain't even the main story. And I ain't even gonna spoil anything, but he gets more and more crazy as the chapters go on. And you know what? I blame all of this on the plastic surgery. That's where it all started. If he never got it, he would have been fine. Probably, maybe, probably not. That's the last reason why I would never get it. Very good manga though. Besides this scene, I don't endorse this part. That's kind of all I wanted to say. So in conclusion,
did you wash your ass today?